Good morning, Monica and Anna, if I understood well. Bom dia in possible Portuguese language. Once again, I want to mention that it's 2 hours difference between Lithuania and Portugal. And our colleagues today are from Portugal, from Lisbon, from university. And possible you shortly introduce yourself, some lines, because it's really difficult to find information also online, mainly for your colleague Anna, because a lot of people with the same name and surname. It's really difficult, except Monica, because I know personally Monica, our good colleague and friend. And okay, and today, as you know already in advance, we have our module, master's study module, Education Systems, Innovations and Technologies. And one of our mission is to, let's say, be familiar with some educational systems abroad in different countries, etc., to make some comparisons, to know current state of the art and possible some challenges, some insights, some prospects, etc. And let's say today it's quite big jump from Estonia to Portugal, South Europe. I think it's quite or relatively warm in Portugal right now, in Lithuania around 0 today, and winter is really approaching. Okay, Monica and Anna, please, it's now your time. Just a short explanation that generally we possibly have 40-50 minutes like a presentation, and later on some questions, answers, or short discussion if possible. And again, I encourage my students to raise some questions, to ask, etc. Okay, please, your time now.
Thank you. So first of all, a big thanks to Professor Vincentas for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to be here today with you, with his students. For us, it's a great pleasure to share with you issues related with the Portuguese educational system. I'm Mónica Baptista. I work as associated professor at the University of Lisbon Institute of Education. My field is science education, but I also have some projects related with STEM education and technology that involves, of course, technology as well. And I'm the coordinator of the master's degree in physics and chemistry in teaching, so to become teacher. As I said before, it's a great pleasure to be here with you and to have this opportunity. And with me is Rita.
So hello, good morning. It's also a pleasure to be here with you. As Vincentas mentioned, my name is very common, my first name and last name, so it's very difficult to find or to publish because it's just a common name here in Portugal as well, and Brazil. I'm a researcher here at the Institute. I'm working with STEM education as well, and I'm involved the education matters here at the Institute of Education in Lisbon. So it's also a pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.
So maybe we can start sharing our presentation. Here we go. It is possible for you to see? Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, it's okay, but just go to full mode. Oh, okay, it's
okay.
Correct.
Okay, so so how have I and Anna planned this session? So first, we will provide an overview, a general overview of how the Portuguese educational system is organized. Second, we will address issues related with the first, second, and third cycles of basic education. So from grade 1 to grade 7. Next, we will place special focus on secondary education. And finally, we will present two innovative projects, one related with digitalization and the other one related with science and technology. So this is our plan for the presentation for today. But before starting the presentation regarding our national system, we would like just to give you some information regarding Portugal and regarding, of course, Lisbon. So we live here in Lisbon, and here it's our university, the University of Lisbon. And just some information, Portugal has a population around 10 million. And the population density is at its greatest in Lisbon, that is the capital, and its suburbs, where about 2.8 million people live. And the second largest city in Portugal is Oporto, here in the north of our country. You are now seeing our PPT, yeah, our presentation again, yeah. So what we would like to focus is that our compulsory education lasts 12 years, okay, from the age of 6 to the age of 18, or until upper secondary education. The Portuguese education system is divided into different levels of education. It begins with preschool. As you can see, the preschool that is the blue, for which public education authorities are responsible, okay? And after the preschool education, we have the basic education, which comprises 3 cycles. The first cycle from the age of 6 to 9, 10. The second cycle from the age of 10 to 12. And the third cycle with the age of 12 until 14, 15 years old. After that, the upper secondary education is a 3 cycle. So age from 15 to 17, 18 years old, and includes different types of courses, and Rita will give you more information. After that, we will have the higher education that is structured according to the Bologna process, and of course is designed for students who have successfully completed the upper secondary education. So this is just an overview. Now I'm going to focus in the basic education, so the first, the second, and the third cycle of education, and I will give you brief informations, and after that we'll focus, and Rita will focus on secondary level with more in-depth information. So concerning the first to the third cycle, some information, as I said before, is compulsory, and the first cycle comprises 4 years, and the ages of students range between the 6 to 9, 10 years old. The second one comprises 2 years, 10 to 12 years old, and the third cycle lasting 3 years, so age between 12 to 15 years old. More information now regarding the subjects. In the first cycle, and so from the first grade to the 4th grade, age from 6 to 9, 10 years old, this is the subjects so the students have Portuguese, and here you can have more information. I will send the PowerPoint to Professor Vincentas, and of course you can have more information here. So the main subjects are Portuguese, mathematics, environmental studies that includes different areas, natural science, history, and so on. Art education, namely visual arts, dramatic expression, dance, music. They also have citizenship and development, physics education, and they start English in the first cycle in the grade 3. And during the first cycle, from the grade 1 to the grade 4, they have technologies. So our students start technologies in the first cycle with the age of 6. And Catholic moral and religious education is not a compulsory subject, so it's optional, and they have other options. So this is the first cycle subjects, just an overview. Regarding the second and the third cycle, okay, the students have also different subjects, and the subjects are a little bit different from the second to the third cycle. So in the second cycle, grade 5 and 6, the subjects are Portuguese, again mathematics, citizenship and development, physics education, English, okay, technology again, and they have in the grade 5 and 6, history and geography of Portugal, natural sciences, again visual arts, technological education, and musical education. And again, Catholic moral and religious education that is not compulsory, is optional. Related with the third cycle, from the grade 7 to grade 9, again they have Portuguese, mathematics, citizenship and development, physical education, English, technology, and they have history and geography are two different subjects, and they start physics and chemistry that are together in Portugal. Physics and chemistry, this subject is just one subject for the students. The same teacher teaches physics and also chemistry, and the background of this teacher, they have a major in physics and a minor in chemistry, or a major in chemistry and a minor in physics. So they start physics and chemistry in the grade 7, and in the grade 7 they choose another language that could be German, Spanish, or French. And again, I have to say and emphasize that English is a compulsory subject and beginning the first cycle. So this is just an overview concerning the second and the third cycle. We brought also some numbers. So in the year of 2022, in the scholar year 2022-2023, around 388,000 students attended the first cycle. The second cycle, around 210,000, and the third cycle, 346,000 of students. So this is just some numbers regarding the number of students. And concerning also the public and private schools, the majority of our students attend to the public schools. as you can see in these numbers. So I'll give you some examples concerning the first cycle, that the total number of students are 388,000. 335,000 students attend the public school, and the numbers are more or less the same in the first, second, and third cycle. The distribution by gender, so in the first, second, and third cycle, 484,000 students are males, and 461,000 are females. So just some numbers regarding students in basic education from first grade to grade number 7. Now Rita will give you some information about the secondary education in Portugal, and I also would like to emphasize that highlight that is compulsory, the secondary education in our country.
So secondary education in Portugal marks an important stage in the students' journey, since it prepares them for higher education, specialized training, or even job market. So this secondary cycle spans the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th grades, and involves students from ages between 15 to 18, as Professor Mónica already mentioned. So also we start with these numbers. We have almost 50% of the students, male and female, enrolled in secondary education. We have around 400,000 students in this kind of education, being that 75% are in public schools, and only the 25 remaining students are in the private schools. So this transition to secondary education has an important stage on the 9th grade from the 3rd cycle. Since the students complete their basic education, they have to pass all the academic subjects that are required and meet the minimum attendance to complete this level. So they are also required to take an exam, a Portuguese and a mathematics exam, and with this they complete this level. So during the 9th grade, they have these preparatory classes. They even have support from counseling and tutor teachers that allow them to choose which subject they want to follow or which kind of secondary education they want to take. So it serves as like a preparation for students to enter secondary education. So an overview about this. So as mentioned before, it's still part of compulsory education. Students have the 10th, the 11th, and 12th grade. So this is 3 years that they have. And they can choose different pathways according with their preference, with their career goals, or even with their academical strengths. So they can choose a pathway that leads them directly to higher education, which are called the scientific humanistic courses. They can also choose a more practical course, which is professional courses, that can also lead them to higher education, but it's in a more practical way. Specialized artistic courses, and also apprentice courses that lead them directly to the workforce or to the job market. So I'll try to make an overview of these courses as well. But first, I would like you to show you the choices of our students. Most of these students choose the scientific humanistic courses, which prepare them for higher education. Only 32% of the students choose professional courses, and the remaining 7% choose the other pathways. Maybe this sometimes is caused because of a stigma that parents have, students have, or even teachers have related to the professional courses that sometimes they consider that don't prepare students for higher education, but maybe it's because they also don't have all the information required. As you can see, we will be seeing, it's also possible to enter higher education even choosing a professional course. So within the scientific humanistic course that prepares students directly for higher education, there are 4 areas that students can choose. The first area is science and technology. The second is socioeconomic science, language and humanities, the third one, and the fourth one is visual arts. So each area is designed to develop special skills and knowledge that aligns the students with their future studies or their preference. So we will see also the preference of the students. Around 50% of the students choose scientific and technological courses or areas, and 27% choose language and humanities. The remaining 23% are for the arts and for the economic courses. So all these scientific humanistic courses have a common pathway. They have these same subjects. In this case, they all have Portuguese in the 3 years that are the years of the secondary education. They also have physical education for 3 years, and in the first 2 years, 10th and 11th, they have a philosophy, and they can choose a foreign language which they have started in the previous years, as mentioned before. It can be English, French, or German or Spanish. It depends on the student's choice and the school offering. So there are some specific subjects for each course or area. In the case of science and technology, students have mathematics. It's compulsory for this area, or it's mandatory, but they can choose several options. In the first 2 years, 10th and 11th, they can choose between, they have 3 subjects they can choose from, which is physics and chemistry. Here they are taught together again, as mentioned before. They have biology and geology, and they can choose geometry. In the 12th grade, they can choose one of these options in the section of option C, or they can choose either 1 or 2, and they can choose another option from D, if like from the other group of courses or areas. So they can choose biology, physics, chemistry, and geology. And in the 12th grade, these subjects are already separated by teams and not together as they were before. For entering the higher education, students have to attend these national exams to the chosen area, and these are the examples of some of the higher education courses that students can choose from when they enter these science and technology classes, like physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, medicine, environmental science, engineer, veterinary. These are many courses that students can attend directly when they are enrolled in science and technology courses. For the socio-economical science, students have the same specific subject, which is mathematics. They have it again in the 10th, 11th, and 12th year. They then can choose 2 options from this group of options B, economics, geography, or history. In the 12th grade, they can choose, it's the same as before, 1 or 2 subjects from this option, economics, geography, and sociology. I'll show you here some of the courses that students can attend as well in higher education that are more related to finance, management, administration, marketing, and so on. Regarding the language and humanity courses, students have more options in these cases, but they also have this specific subject, which is history for the 3 years. They can choose from language to literature to geography as well in these kind of courses, and then specialize their level of knowledge in the 12th grade. So these are also some of the examples. Many of the students that go to these areas choose courses like language or public relations, also advertising, also education. This is the course that we directed to the education courses. And so these are many of these examples. Finally, regarding the scientific humanistic courses, we have visual arts, and this course has a specific drawing, and then they have geometry, mathematics, history, and art of culture. I don't know if you have noticed before, but we have B and A. It means it's for the difficulty of the subject. Mathematics B, then it's easier than mathematics A, and the same for other disciplines or subjects. So they can choose from these subjects, and as well the options in the 12th grade, like lit arts workshop, multimedia, materials and technology, and these are the main examples. So they go to arts courses, design courses, multimedia, communication, but these are directly for higher education courses. The example that I will show you now, it's related to the professional courses. These courses are more practical. They are organized not in subject, but in training models. They can be developed in secondary schools, but also in professional schools. They award student diploma of completion of the 12th grade, but also gives them a level 4 of professional qualification diploma. But students can still pursue their higher education studies by entering or taking a special admission exam at the institution they want to attend, or doing like the students that are in the scientific humanistic courses, the national exams and the specific subject that are required to enter that course. So some of these courses are similar, like they were for university, but these are for still the secondary education. The courses relate health, can be also design, arts, journalism. There are many different courses that the students can attend in the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, giving them more practical view of the reality. So the specialized artistic courses are directed for students that want to enter the workforce related to arts, like music, dance, and audiovisuals, but these students are not required to enter the exam. They also have this 12th grade diploma, but they can still apply for higher education in the same way as the professional courses. The apprentice courses are similar to the professional courses, but instead of being enrolled in schools, they are developed in training centers that specialize this kind of education. It's the Institute of Employment and Vocation Training in Portugal that gives the certification and also the classes. So they also have this 12th grade diploma and the level 4 professional qualification after they finish these kind of courses. So we have also this magazine or this newspaper clip that shows that students, when entering the secondary education, they don't even know what they want to, the studies they want to pursue or the areas they want to choose. sometimes are pushed to some direction, but they are not sure. So we think it's important to develop innovative projects in order to help students to choose their professional future. So I'll leave it to Professor Mónica to introduce you some of these innovative projects that we have that help students develop their skills and also the knowledge about the courses they can choose.
Yeah. So after this brief presentation concerning our educational system and the presentation regarding the basic education and the secondary education, we are now going to show you two innovative projects, one in the more related with digitalization and the other one related with science and technology, of course, and STEM and so on. So the first project, the name of this project in Portuguese is Estudo em Casa. In English is Studying at Home. The project started during the pandemic and now continues with a different purpose and format. So just an overview what was happened during the pandemic. The Ministry of Education and the state television channel of Portugal, and the name of the television is Rádio Televisão Portuguesa, with the support of a foundation, the Carlos Gulbenkian Foundation, made available a television program. Okay, the name is Studying at Home, that cover educational content through daily television. So it was a broadcast until the end of the school year, from 9 a.m. to 5:50 p.m. with the relevant content for consolidation and development of learning of the students from different school years and again from different subjects. The program was structured in thematic blocks consisting of 30-minute sessions and was developed by teams of teachers from 8 schools in the country. And the teachers made themselves available to develop this activity, and in addition to their regular work in their schools during the pandemic. So I just would like to show you the website. I hope you can see. It's in Portuguese, but just to show you, this is during the pandemic, so in the school year of 2020-2021. And this is, as you can see, it was the schedule of the activities that was, I have to highlight again, a television program. Okay, and as you can see, this is the schedule. So the students start the activities at 9 and they watch the TV and they have specific subjects for the different years. For example, this is for the first grade. The blue one is for the 5th and 6th grade. The orange one is for the third cycle, and so on. So here they have different subjects. They watch the TV at this time, and they can see classes in Portuguese, mathematics, natural science and citizen, so English, and so on. We have an example in English to show you about one of the classes. I'm just going to show you. So one class, it was a lesson during the pandemic. It's a teacher from one school, and she prepared a lesson regarding can you introduce yourself, and it's for the grade 7 and 8. So it was during the pandemic. So this is just an example, okay? I'm so sorry, I have to share again on the screen. So this is just an example about this project that started during the pandemic. Now, as I said before, the project is an ongoing project with a different aim and also different formats as well. Nowadays the project is in the scope of one plan regarding learning recovery, and aims. This project nowadays aims to create and develop an open access platform that provides tools, resources for students, teachers, parents, and to the broader community. And they also have some courses that are organized and the offer to support the autonomous study of the students. And also they provide some tutoring by specialists. And to make this platform dynamic, the team of Studying at Home, they create forums and webinars where included discussions on relevant topics. So there are a lot of resources nowadays regarding the different subjects and different cycles as well, from the first to the secondary education, and include scientific humanist courses and also professional ones. I'm just going to show you what is now the project Studying at Home. Unfortunately, the materials are in Portuguese, but I just want to say that it's a platform with different resources, digital resources that the students can use in their home and work autonomous and do the autonomous work. And they have different formats, of course, again, lessons, but also, for example, webinars. And here you can see one of the webinars where the participants in the webinar are not only specialists regarding, in this case, regarding with the C, but also students, just to show you, as I said before, is in Portuguese, but just to show you the format. So we have some students, these two girls are students. Here we have a scientist that work in the field, and it's a webinar where they discuss issues regarding the life in the sea. So it's just one of the examples of resources that we have nowadays. It's an ongoing project, and as I said before, that started during the pandemic. Now Rita, she will going to share with you another project. This project is related with science.
Yes, so as we've seen before, many students choose the area of science and technology, and so there is it's important to explore this area not only in formal education but also completed with non-formal and another kind of education that allows students to improve their skills. So there is an ongoing project that is called Ciência Viva clubs. Ciência Viva means science is alive, and these clubs, they created a network, and so in order to promote scientific culture and education by integrating schools and public schools into this dynamic national network. And so this is a collaboration between the Department of Education, the Portuguese Department of Education, and Ciência Viva. So they created a network with school units that fostered and sharing the scientific knowledge and also some resources in order to, as I said before, to improve and foster science interest and culture, and also to engage students in practical activities. So the Department of Education established educational guidelines to integrate science into the national curriculum. Also in this project ensures inclusion, that all schools, regardless of their location, can participate in this project. It tries to promote innovative pedagogical trainings, and in this way to stimulate students to develop skills like critical thinking and scientific thinking. Ciência Viva is an agency that promotes science and technological culture. Ciência Viva is also a big network. It started by one center that is in Lisbon. It is called Pavilion of Knowledge, or Pavilhão do Conhecimento, and now it's spread through all country. So Ciência Viva has 21 science centers, 27 farms, 23 schools, and nowadays with this network they have 895 clubs. So this is a really big network that tries to promote science and technology across all country. So I just want to show you here the example. Like the science centers, most of the times are also science museums. They are located in different areas of Portugal, and they are specialized in the surroundings. For instance, they have here the mine center that is called Ciência Viva do Losal. This is a museum that is inserted in a mine, so students can explore the surroundings and also experience hands-on activities related to this center. Oops. Sorry. So they also have, for instance, the forest center. Students explore the forest. They collect mushrooms. They know something more about plants that in the surroundings, and they develop several activities related to this topic. In Lisbon, there's the Pavilion of Knowledge, and this center has specific exhibition related to physics. For instance, now they have one exhibition that is called Science Behind Pixar. So it relates technology, the animation process, arts, and all these kind of subjects. And students can go to these exhibitions. But these museums that work in the part of the network are very important for this network, since allows the organization of visits. The students can go to science fairs. They can offer immersive learning experience in the science centers related to the school club, and also enables the connection between scientific institutions and also with the science centers that are associated to the school. The development of educational resources most of the time is a combination between schools and also the science center that helps teachers to develop innovative materials to support teaching. So this is the map of Portugal. As you can see, the 895 clubs they have are located all across the country. These are the most populated areas. It's where they have more clubs. A big number of partners involved that includes enterprises, companies, schools, several partners that are involved in these universities as well in this connection. And there are 718 school clusters that have at least one science club. There are some school clusters that have more than one science, one of these clubs. So this network or this partnership ensures that there's a educational program developed in schools and fosters collaboration between schools and communities, since, as I mentioned before, there are some specific teams of the science museums. They can organize specific events according to the community needs. And some of the examples of the clubs are related, for instance, with robotics and programming. They have workshops in these areas. They also have environmental awareness. They develop national campaigns or local campaigns to protect or promote the natural areas in the surroundings. And they can also have astronomical observations to know science and have this direct contact with science. So these are the numbers as I showed you before. This is a very short movie that shows some of the activities that they're promoting the science clubs, as well as the involvement with the rest of the community. So this is I'll just show you again. It's a dynamic learning where students can have access to new materials that they would not have access in this way. They can perform and have teachers and people in the school to help them develop these activities, and so foster the connection between several entities. I'm about to finish. Just to say that this kind of activities tries to promote and develop curiosity, promote innovation, and also prepare students for the future by developing the essential skills for the 21st century, like problem solving, critical thinking, and all those things. Thank you for your attention.
So now we just finished our presentation concerning these two innovative experiences in Portugal and our overview of our national education system. And now Vincentas, the floor is
yes, obrigado.
Yeah, good pronunciation. I have to say that the Professor Vincentas, he speaks very well Portuguese.
No, not well, but at least a little bit, because I visited many times Brazil and also Portugal, obviously, mainly in Braga, because remember it was IST symposium of which year? 2014, possible? Okay, and it's really obrigado. Ačiū in Lithuanian. and you need also to learn Lithuanian language, in particular for next year visit to Šiauliai, and really nice, interesting presentation. But as we usually saying, despite some similarities among many countries, at least in Europe, in regard to educational systems, etc. However, we can observe many differences. And for example, just if based on a quick look, for example, in comparing Estonian educational system and Lithuanian educational system, we can possibly realize that a lot of in common, a lot of similarities, etc. But for example, just listening your presentation, we can observe many specificities, many let's say differences. For example, just starting from school subjects, some structure, etc. It's really quite interesting. But despite that, let's start our short discussion. And again, I ask students possible to write some questions in the chat window to use this opportunity. For example, Portuguese education is not perfect. We can read in many sources, in many, let's say, newspapers, etc., etc. Your opinion, please. Short opinion.
No, of course, it's not perfect. There are a discussion in Portugal concerning, for example, the national exams to access to the university. This is one of the questions nowadays. At this moment, the students to access to the university, they need to do a national exams, as Ana Rita said, and it's a national exam, and they do the exam in the end of the secondary education in their school, and the issue and the discussion in Portugal is who are the responsible for do the exam, the university or the schools. So this is a huge discussion in Portugal concerning our national system, and because it's a controversial issue. Because to have access to the university, they need to do an exam, and it's right or wrong. And concerning the professional courses, for example, they also have to have the same rules to access the university. So it's a huge discussion in Portugal. So this is one of the critical issues in Portugal. Okay.
So there's another issue that relates to, they have not yet defined if the national exams will be in paper or using technical devices like computers, because many times they have problems with the network or internet connections, and not all students can perform the exam in the same ways. But despite this, the students are awarded with a computer. If they want to have this, they can have a computer and then return it in the end of the school or the school years to perform these exams. But they are not the best kind of computers. They have some technical issues, and this, I think, it's also a problem nowadays.
Yeah. So it's just some examples.
Yeah. Okay. And possible next question. Also, I have read before, but just during your presentation, somehow it becomes clear that Portuguese education is like a big mix of different subjects. what does it mean in reality? Can you shortly comment on this? Like a mix, like a cocktail of different subjects.
Yeah, it is a cocktail. Yeah, not in the first cycle. Okay, from the first grade to the fourth grade, the students have the same teachers, the same teacher, and the same teacher teaches Portuguese, mathematics, environmental issues, and so on. So one teacher teaches different subjects. This is one of our features of the first cycle from the grade 1 to the grade 4. Actually, it's not consensual in Portugal that the second cycle, the discussion in Portugal nowadays is could we do different in the second cycle, because the second cycle, as you said, is divided in different subjects, and so the students have a lot with the age of 10, a lot of subjects and a lot of teachers. So it's a long discussion in Portugal if we must or not must continue the first cycle in the second cycle. So one teacher can teach us different subjects. We don't have an agreement, so we don't have also studies about that. But yes, from the first to the second cycle, the transition is not a good transition for the students, and so it's sometimes it's difficult to the students. It's a difficulty to the students to adapt to the different subjects and different teachers and so on. It's a great comment, Vincentas. We are now discussing this in Portugal because we also have a problem. I think that is not a national problem. It's a European problem or a mondial problem that we don't have teachers to teach in our schools. So the problem of different subjects and who teach the subjects and so on is also a problem nowadays in Portugal.
Is it the same, let's say, somehow in connection with problem that, not possible problem, but as we understood, physics and chemistry is just responsibility for one teacher. One teacher teach chemistry and physics together. Is it somehow correct? What do you think?
It is a tradition. So, in my point of view, because my background is in chemistry and I also have a master's degree in physics and so on, and I'm the coordinator of the master's degree in physics and chemistry for teaching. It's a huge discussion as well. I think that could be spread subjects, of course, but it's like a tradition. And so to become a professor in secondary and middle school, the teachers must have, they need to have a good preparation in physics and chemistry. So they have a minor in physics or in chemistry and a master in physics or chemistry. But it's a critical issue as well. But it's not only in physics and chemistry, it's also in biology and geology, because we have also this combination in Portugal, biology with geology and physics and chemistry. I know that in other countries, the physics is combined with math and the biology with chemistry, but this combination in Portugal has a lot of years and will live with that, and I think there are problems, but
and it's the same for history and geography. In the 5th and 6th grade they are together, and then afterwards on the 7th grade they are separated, so they have history and then geography, but in the 5th and 6th grade they are together as well, history and geography.
And you also mentioned that some shortage of teachers, or lack of teachers, and I also found some information that let's say there is some like inability to prepare teachers, not just teachers, but good teachers, to train them and prepare them for teaching activity, for teaching profession. What are the main reasons, or can you shortly comment on this?
In the beginning of this, in 2010, more or less, with the process of Bologna, to become teacher, the teachers needs to have a master's degree. I think that is more or less the same in Europe.
Do you mean all teachers need?
All teachers, yeah. To become a teacher, they need a master's degree, and in the beginning of this century, we launched to the system more teachers than the system needed. So we have, in the beginning of this center, we had more teachers than the system needed. So during 20 years ago, we had more physics and chemistry teachers, and they don't have a job, and they study a lot, but they don't have a possibility to access to the Portuguese system and to teach in public or private schools. So this is one of the reasons. They don't have a place in the system, so they don't want to become teachers, and they choose to become engineering, chemistry engineering, and so on, because they have a job. At this moment, we have a problem that we have in the system. Our teachers that are actually in our and nowadays in our system, the ages, the medium ages is around the 56 years old and so on. So they are close to retired, and we need more teachers. And during this year, for example, in our national context, to become a teacher, is that Vincentas. Nowadays, in our system, to become a teacher, you need a master's degree, and most of our students that have a background in physics or chemistry, before 2 years ago, they choose another path, engineering and so on, because they didn't have a place. Now they have a place, and we need also to restart the training of pre-service teachers in different areas. The critical areas in Portugal are technology, math, physics and chemistry. So we need a lot in our system. Yeah.
Approximately all subjects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and next, in relation to this discussion, I found just for interest, because among our students, or let's say mainly our master students, currently they are practicing teachers, also managers at schools at different levels, and it's interesting that if I understood well, for example, that teachers in public schools in Portugal, in your country, like state employees, and they are recruited, let's say, through national tender. It means that principals or headmasters, etc., have no influence on teachers' placement process, let's say, and to choose their teaching staff. Is it true, or?
Yeah, is it true? It's a national platform, and the recruitment is through this platform, and the principals had no autonomy to contract or to choose the teachers. Yes, it's true. And it's also a discussion in our country, but it's not consensual. So we have a great fight from the principals, the teachers, and so on, and the right, labor rights, and so on.
It's quite strange that principal has no opportunity, no choice, let's say, to organize teaching staff and to recruit teachers, etc. No democracy in Portugal, as I understand.
No, but they have this opportunity. But it's after they fill all the places with from this platform. So teachers have to apply for in this platform if they are located to their school. But after all teachers are run out from the platform, there's like a call for teachers directly from the school, and that teachers or principals may choose the teachers that fit best for the place. But it's only after. It's like a secondary process for recruitment the teachers in this case.
Okay.
Of course, they need more autonomy, and this is a discussion, and we have nowadays a working group in the Ministry of Education that are working in the autonomy of the schools and the schools' autonomy and so on. It's an issue in our country, yeah, but it's not perfect, as you said before. Yeah, and sometimes to change the teams, sometimes the schools change the teams. Each year they change the teams, and sometimes it's not it's not easy to lead with these kind of changes and so on, because as you all know, the teachers makes the difference in a school, and the school have different students and the different ways of doing and so on, and it's a constraint. Yeah.
Okay, and possible students also we have some questions. If not, my last question, because just in the morning we had a short overview, historical overview in relation to educational technology, and we discussed finally about artificial intelligence and possible artificial teacher or teacher humanoid, teacher robot, and let's say teacherless school, as this is a trend, becoming somehow a trend. And what is your opinion, or at least from Portugal, from Portuguese context? Possibly we do not need teachers anymore, having in mind shortage of teachers, lack of teachers. Let's start with teacher robots.
No, I don't think that teachers will ever be replaced by robots, and I hope it doesn't happen. I think artificial intelligence is very good. It will help education, but like personalization of the education by adapting the student needs, by adapting helping teachers to prepare classes, but not to replace them. I think I would never want to have a class with no robot. For sure.
Yeah, we hope so. We are going to start a project in EA in science education, and we are planning also to work the critical thinking of the students, and to have some training sessions with teachers to discuss this issue. We hope that the project, we apply for a national foundation to have some funds to work with teachers on this and on these issues. Namely, one critical issue is also the assessment, how to do it, and we hope to start working with a large number of Portuguese students in the beginning of 2025 concerning this subject. And we have also a lot to discuss. But I agree with Anna Rita. It's not possible to replace teachers. And
who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
No, who knows? Not who knows. Because we are also a teacher, so it's a problem, Vincentas.
You would lose your position. I understand.
Both. So, okay. As I said before, we make the difference.
And let's say, very last, you mentioned that at your university, at least, you continue to study process in face-to-face mode, not online. Why? Because, for example, let's say at Tavora University, not only at Tavora University, mainly at master level, we continue only online.
We have, we are a face-to-face institute, okay? So most of our courses are face-to-face. We have one online course that is in technology and education, and this course is the unique, is just one that the offer is online. So it's an option, and to have the students here with us, and it's an option. Because we have other universities, namely private and one of the open universities, all offer online courses, and our decision was not to offer to have our students and here with us. It was an option, because some of our courses have also an hands-on part that is very interesting and important part of the training program. For example, in physics and chemistry, the didactics has a lot of hands-on. So it's an option, and we are happy with this option as well.
Okay. Obrigado.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And please don't be lazy, because if we understood well, there are a lot of challenges and problems in Portugal.
Yeah.
And you need to solve. Possible you can learn something from Lithuania, from Lithuanian experience, from our experience, because now we're becoming, let's say, like an expert in online education, in online studies. It's really because every day we're gaining some experience, some improvements, etc. And but on the other hand, it's really interesting some your experience, mainly, for example, with Ciencia La Viva or network. In Lithuania also we have so-called STEAM centers, regional STEAM centers, and also network is not so large, but anyway it's also good. It's somehow similar, if I understood well. Okay. Possible no more questions. I do not see any questions in the chat. If students want to ask something or to comment or to reflect shortly, please, it's now appropriate time. If not, obrigado.
Oh, it was a great pleasure to see you and to see your students.
And bye-bye. Have a nice day. And
bye.
Please plan your visit. Please plan your visit next year, Baltic Sea 2025 to Šiauliai.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vincentas. Bye.
Bye. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye. Thank you.